Hello everyone, and welcome to our game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Bigtrick, and he is in the Des Moines, a tier 10 US cruiser. On the map Hotspot in a 3-point domination game. And well, he has decided to go towards the sea cap here in the beginning and sneak around in order to ambush this Kagero. Now his radar has run out, so he can't see the Kagero anymore, but I assume Seattle is providing the necessary spotting right now. I mean, they are in a division, so we can just ask his division mate to provide some radar. And this Kagero is easily dealt with. Now, coming around here from the back is basically possible because the enemy team is focusing heavily on the other side of the map and they barely have any ships here. Now, there is a tier pit though, and that tier pit is going to push in. Now, facing a tier pit in close quarters is not something you necessarily wanna do in your Salem, because the tier pit has torpedoes, very good secondaries. But thankfully, the tier pit's also showing a lot of broadside. So that's going to be a ton of AP damage. This tier pit gets eaten pretty easily, I suppose. And Bigtrick is reversing here. He is expecting the torpedoes. He's trying to angle. Now, when you're facing a battleship like this, you don't know when exactly the tier pit has launched his torpedoes, so they're... From this angle, he might be able to dodge them all, and unfortunately, no. He took one hit, but the nice thing about the Salem is he has an amazing heal, and that was completely worth it, right? I mean, they took down the tier pits, they took down the destroyer, they got the sea cap. So pretty good start, 2 enemies dealt with, and the friendly team hasn't lost a single ship yet. Now, they probably are going to lose A because the enemy has just too many ships there, but the center, I mean, there's a Z-52 here, and Shimakaze can't really do much against the Z-52. The enemy team does have a Des Moines here, but that Des Moines might not be around for much longer. So I don't think he will be in a position to actually help out in the center. And yeah, this Des Moines is turning fully into those armor-piercing shells. He gets Citadel and gets 3 enemies down. But it looks like the friendly team also lost 2 ships now. But still looking good for the friendlies. The Z-52 here is now going... Well, I'm not sure. I mean, if he has Hydro ready, there is no radar around, then the Z-52 can just push in pretty hard and force this Shimakaze out. Looks like the Z-52 is running away though, so maybe his Hydro is on cooldown. Meanwhile, Bigtrick is just trying to burn down this Hipper who is desperately trying to get away. There are quite a few friendly ships here and they are moving in. It's actually even now ship-wise, and the enemy team did get control of the center and they will get control of A. The Z-52 is back. And I mean, sooner or later that Z-52 has Hydro ready, and once he does, the Shimakaze can't do anything about it. And considering the enemy team doesn't have radar here, because the 2 Missouris are in the 2 line, that Z-52 should get a free cap here. Well, meanwhile that Hipper is still trying to avoid shells. Bigtrick is still trying to burn down the Hipper. I mean, at long ranges the Des Moines shells, they take quite a while to travel, so the Hipper has plenty of time to try and dodge. But he isn't dodging all of them. And I expected that there are more shells going for the Hipper. I guess the other teammates are going for the Conqueror, it looks like. Now, if the friendly team controls 2 cap zones now, they can't just take it easy and basically sit here defend. They are doing fine ship-wise, so there is now no need for much aggression. The Alsace in the north is hopefully escaping. I mean, he could just try to drop into concealment, otherwise the best he can do is run towards the zone wall. He can't really turn and show his broadside. But if he stays here, then the Missouris can't turn, so I guess that's an added benefit of his position. Like if the Missouri's turn right now, they are showing the Alsace broadside. Meanwhile, the friendly team has found the Shimakaze. I mean, there's the Z-52, the Seattle. This Shimakaze is probably going to get spotted for a while there. I mean, he's trying to smoke, but that's no use. So the Shimakaze is going down. Well, presumably soon. And there you go. Now the enemy Conqueror is also in full retreat mode. And unfortunately the Alsace in the north got taken out, so the enemy team can now just push the B cap. And I guess this game might be decided by a fight over the center. Unfortunately, there's a lot of open space, not the ideal hunting grounds for Des Moines, but if you are like 15 kilometers away from your target, there is still plenty of time to dodge some incoming fire. Of course, we can also once again see that at very long ranges the Des Moines guns just aren't that amazing to hit targets, because you have such a long shell travel time. I mean, it takes these shells like 13 seconds to reach the target. 13 seconds is a lot. Now also bigtrick is going here a little bit further south because he doesn't want to get engaged by those ships in the north. So if he pushes here in too far, he has to be concerned about showing his broadside towards those guys. Now he isn't even spotted right now because of those islands though. Also an added benefit to being so far away from the ships in the north, because otherwise they'd see him when he fires his guns. So the enemy push is slowly coming forward. It looks like they are mostly pushing in the north. Friendly Yamato is pretty close to a Yoyang, so that could end pretty horribly. But the Z-52 is here to help out. And maybe he can hydro some torpedoes. Yeah, that's the enemy destroyer dealt with. And bigtrick is still chasing down the Conqueror. And the enemy team is out of destroyers at this point, so that's looking pretty decent. Well, hunting down a Conqueror is a slow process, but it's coming along. And we got another fire going there. But meanwhile bigtrick is spotted, so he now has to worry about the Missouris in the north, so he is keeping an eye on those. There might also be a sow coming around here. And it looks like he doesn't have the captain's skill that shows him how many ships are aiming at him. That makes this a little bit more tricky, because he doesn't know if like those two Missouris switch over and go for him. I assume he might just be using the captain perk for faster switch between high explosive damage piercing. It's a pretty good skill on a Salem or a Des Moines. You just have to find a point for it. Now the Conqueror is almost done. And then he can finally focus on something else. Now one of the Missouris is down, one is still floating. And now he can focus more towards the north here. Thankfully the north left him alone for a while. The ships now, the A camp, can no longer shoot him, so he can angle appropriately. And we have a broadside Missouri, so some nice little armor piercing going in there. Now the friendly team has a huge points lead. Ship-wise it could still go either way, I suppose. But the enemy lack of destroyers is probably a pretty problem for them, because they can't just sneak in and take camps. And well, we still have an enemy Musashi in the back, which isn't even spotted right now, which is curious. The Sao here is also showing broadside to a Des Moines. He's trying to get out of there behind an island, but shells are on the way and only overpens here, but maybe we are seeing something more. Or maybe not. Looks like the Sao went down, so that leaves the enemy team with 3 ships. And a full health Musashi, because what else would a battleship be at this point other than full health? Oh my. Now bigtrick is getting pretty low on health, but it's getting some nice hits at this Ron, who showed way too much broadside against the nice US armor piercing angles. And also bigtrick is on his last heal here, but at this point probably doesn't need it anymore anyway. There is a Kraken unleashed, but there is still a broadside full health Musashi to farm. They already did an amazing amount of damage and tanked a lot. So I guess this is what the Musashi preserved all of his health for, so that in the end he could sail full broadside to a Salem and get wrecked. I mean, I guess it's a bit of slow wrecking, but it's coming. Now there is also a Hipper. Hipper is on a bit lower health, so bigtrick gives a Hipper some love too. Not sure what the more tasty target is at this point. I mean, at this point it's just about farming damage anyway. The friendly team has way too many ships to lose this. They still have a destroyer and they have so many points that I don't even think a miracle can save the enemy team at this point. The question is, can he get 300,000 points of damage before this is over? And he's close, he's close. Probably needs like one more salvo. And he doesn't get it. And here we are with the results. bigtrick earned himself 3,182 base experience. He's had a pretty nice aggressive push in the beginning that secured 1 cap, and he was just chasing down ships and wrecking things. He earned himself a Confederate, a Dreadnought, a Kraken, a First Blood and a High Caliber, scoring almost 300,000 points of damage, and I think he also tanked an awful lot. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.